The Godfather redefined cinema, but The Godfather Part II took the legacy to new heights. In this episode of Eternal Visionary, we dive deep into the second chapter of the Corleone saga, a tale of power, loyalty, and betrayal that transcends generations. Let's uncover the secrets behind the film that many call the greatest sequel ever made. Welcome to Eternal Visionary. Released in 1974, The Godfather Part II continued the story of the Corleone family, directed once again by the legendary Francis Ford Coppola. This film presents a parallel narrative showcasing Michael Corleone's fall into deeper corruption and his father Vito's rise to power. Starring Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Robert Duvall, the film is a masterclass in storytelling, winning 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director.
Thank you again. We tried to make a film that would be a really good film, and thank you very much. Thank you.
Here are 7 special facts that make The Godfather Part II a cinematic treasure. 1. Robert De Niro learned Sicilian for the role of young Vito. Robert De Niro's commitment to playing young Vito Corleone was so intense that he learned to speak Sicilian for the role. His portrayal of Vito won him an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. 2. First sequel to win Best Picture. The Godfather Part II made history as the first sequel to ever win the Academy Award for Best Picture, cementing its place in film history and proving that sequels could be just as powerful as their predecessors. 3. Al Pacino almost left the film. During the early stages of production, Al Pacino was dissatisfied with the script and considered quitting the film. However, after several rewrites, he agreed to stay, leading to one of his most iconic performances.
How are you, okay?
4. De Niro and Brando played the same role but never met. Though Robert De Niro played a young Vito Corleone and Marlon Brando portrayed the older Vito in the original Godfather, the two actors never met in person, even though they both won Oscars for portraying the same character. 5. The famous "Keep your friends close" line was improvised. One of Michael Corleone's most famous lines, "Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer," was an improvisation by Al Pacino, adding depth to Michael's ruthless character.
He taught me, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
6. Shooting the Senate hearings was based on real events. The Senate hearings in The Godfather Part II were based on the real-life Kefauver hearings in the 1950s, which investigated organized crime in America. Coppola used these events as inspiration for Michael's tense testimony.
I challenge this committee to produce any witness or evidence against me.
7. The split narrative was revolutionary. Coppola's decision to tell 2 parallel stories, Michael's descent into corruption and Vito's rise to power, was a bold and revolutionary move for its time. The split narrative became a defining feature of the film's complexity.
Now, one handle I had on making a second Godfather would be to use the material from the original Godfather book that dealt with the story of Vito Corleone, from his days in Sicily through him coming to America and becoming the character whom we remember as Marlon Brando in the first Godfather film. The Godfather Part II had taken upon itself a very ambitious structure, which was that it was going to tell its story in 2 entirely different time periods. And actually, this was an idea before I knew I was making this Godfather Part II. I wanted to write a screenplay about a man and his son, but both at the same age, let's say 30 years old, and tell this parallel story. finally I found myself doing The Godfather Part II. I basically just took that notion and conceived of Part 2 as having two time periods told against each other.
The Godfather Part II is not just a sequel, it's an expansion of a world filled with moral dilemmas, power struggles, and family loyalty. Coppola's direction weaves two timelines together, showing how the sins of the father echo in the son's journey. Al Pacino's performance as Michael Corleone is chilling. His slow transformation into a cold, calculating figure is as powerful as it is tragic.
Why don't you tell him marriage is out of the question and you don't want to see him anymore?
Robert De Niro's portrayal of young Vito gives us insight into how power corrupts, but also how it can build empires.
Come ti chiami?
Mi chiamo Vito Corleone.
Vito Corleone.
E questo è Pacino.
The Godfather Part II redefined what a sequel could be. Its impact on both the gangster genre and cinema as a whole is profound, influencing countless films and directors. The dual narrative structure, the emotional depth, and the moral complexity have made it a timeless classic.
Michael, I hated you for so many years. I think that I did things to myself, to hurt myself so that you'd know.
Thank you for joining me in this deep dive into The Godfather Part II. It's a film about power, family, and the inescapable weight of legacy. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. What's your favorite moment from the Corleone saga? This is Eternal Visionary. And until next time, keep dreaming, keep believing.